The silhouette snickers. Bearing his fatal wound, the servant, his life reduced to the span of a few minutes more, moves away from us.
しかし、まあ、おかげで俺の命はあと数。一方、その程度の傷じゃお前は死なない。そのまま俺が死ぬまで動かなければいいんだが。
Bizet, who'd been watching this whole time, makes her move. Aw, son of a... Weak. With a spare efficiency in her moves, she slips both her hands into leather gloves.
ぼんやりしてる余裕はねえわけだ。出し惜しみはやめとけよ、セイバー。うちのマスターは仕事になるとガキでも容赦はしない。
Yeah, but you want to use the Noble Phantasm.
お前を殺せば、次はあっちの小僧だぜ。
So they know who it is, right? Is that what it's gonna be? So they know which saber they're dealing with, so they can look up how to overcome her. Ugh, hate this repeating time bullshit. It's so easy to cheese it. Strength returns to Saber's body. It might have been Avenger's taunting that did it, or maybe it was because she noticed me trying to run towards her. God damn it. Saber, did you literally not listen to her when she's saying to bait you into using your Noble Phantasm? Okay, or you're just stupid. Saber's sword reveals itself. Her enemies number only 2, the distance between them is sufficient. In this position, the church will also be mowed down along with them. But she has already confirmed that no people are inside. The sphere floating behind Bizet being charged with electricity. I don't know what she's trying to do, but that Magus looks like she's going to attack Saber from over there. But with that? It's like using a pebble to attack a tidal wave. It's probably some weird thing where it like absorbs shit and then hits you. The activation itself happened in an instant. She has to hold back the output as well, but the development of the Noble Phantasm doesn't even take a second. Once activated, its speed and power are unrivaled by any other. In a contest of pure power between Noble Phantasm, only Ea, the Sword of Rupture held by the King of Heroes, can match Saber's Holy Blade. Having been struck directly by that sword, no human magic, whatever the kind, can hope to match it. The golden sword she raised above her head, in the face of its radiance. The Magus lets out a breath against her right fist, as if whispering to it. The sort of light that bisects and vaporizes all it touches. And after its head start, though it obviously came later. Bizet's Noble Phantasm is activated. Saber died. That's a shame. The clank of falling iron rings out. Saber is still standing, but the landscape around her, which should have been reduced to embers, is still standing as well. Saber, sword still held, as though she just brought it down in a strike, glares savagely at her distant enemy. No promised victory meets her eyes. She stares up in blank amazement at the dark expanse of this empty sky. A single hole opened up in her armor. With all energy focused into it, the smallest possible fatal wound. A wound no greater in a diameter than a pebble, like a cigarette burn on a reel of film. That was the wound that killed Saber. My gaze returns to the enemy master. It's kind of hacky. It's like, oh, I'll just attack last and kill you. The attack has burned her leather gloves away. Grimacing in pain, the Magus licks the back of her right hand. Probably because that sphere was a single-use weapon. It lost its metallic color once fired. Good luck killing Berserker. That word. The short sword of the war god Loch, told of in Celtic mythology. The legend tells of a sword that would launch itself from its sheath whenever its user having to touch it, its user having to touch it, and cut down all opposing it before their swords could be drawn. Saber's noble phantasm, which had struck first, and the sword of light which followed it. The victory should have been Saber's, but it was fired at a speed even faster than that of Excalibur, and didn't just defeat Saber, but cancelled Excalibur's light. Yeah, or she did it to open it up just immediately. That would have helped. Unfathomable. Whatever magic theory could craft this miracle is far beyond human understanding. Only one thing is clear. That mystic code is a match for the noble phantasm of a servant, able to cut them down head-on, the ultimate countercode. Bye. Without a single wound, no, only a single wound. No more than a pinprick, Saber's body disappears. The Magus is walking over to me. I am too filled with regret over the loss of Saber to move. The enemy is right in front of me. Hoping to at least land one final blow on her before I die, I ball my hand into a fist and... The female Magus strides right past me, as if she has no interest in the likes of me. Nah, fuck it. Give me swords. I wanna cut her. I don't care if I die. Give me a sword to cut her.
No.
I turn instinctively. In there,
Yo, Markinu.
the black servant is standing. I mean, to be fair, without your master, you would have gotten your ass kicked. Considering you did die. The first slash rips me open at the shoulder, and then the blade swings back to its original position, severing my neck with it. Is he still fine? Like, he's just a mortal wound. Yeah, I'm fine. I got minutes to live. I'll just stroll away. The sound of something rolling on the ground enters my ears. Nah, that's my head. The surface nears me, and then I tumble, rolling and rolling, over and over again.
相棒を変えて出直してこい。次はあいつの切り札をよく知ってるやつがいい。
The black servant didn't speak in mockery. His words were straightforward advice. It's as if he's the only one who really wants to kill her. I'm blacking out. The moons are revolving like a skull. And thus the error-riddled Holy Grail War. Without ending, sends out the next runner. Dead bad end. Wonderful. But it's definitely the next little section. Second act starts. Without knowing what's going on, you can't defeat the enemy. Arriving at the first incident, meet the girl that won't be your guide. Can it be written? Please? No, it's gonna be the, Shroud girl. Karen, I think is what it called her. Yeah, let's go with Karen. Awaken from the darkness. It's October 8th again. As usual, we're back at the start.
さて、うちのマスターは
Beautiful, defenseless as always, in a way that arouses nearby men. Namely me, and probably two others, and that's it. She looks like a normal girl when she's sleeping. Whenever I see her like this, I get an overwhelming urge to really go to town on her. So, probably because she was always wearing that armor when she's awake. Thinking of her in terms of that rule of 10, the woman sleeping here so peacefully is, after subtracting 10 from 23, a mere brat of 13, right on the cusp of puberty. And with this in front of me, it would be weird if there didn't arise to play with some kind of prank on her. She's 13.
しかし、まあ
No, it's not the time for that. This time, Bazette did a good job. Using my Noble Phantasm and Bezet's Mystico together to maximum effect, we defeated master after master. In the end, we even crushed Saber, who up until now had turned the tables on us every time. Verg Avesta. My Noble Phantasm, which sealed Saber's movements away by inflicting a mortal wound, or at least what seemed like one to honor. The trick behind it is this. It's a curse of retribution. A curse that inflicts the victim's wound upon the attackers as well. If I were slashed across the chest with a sword, then my opponent would feel the same pain. If my arm were cut off, my attacker would lose feeling in his arm as well. It's a passive Noble Phantasm to the end, but it has a huge point in its favor to ensuring that the retribution will be carried out no matter what. Originally, this sort of reversal curse had hardly any effect on heroic spirits with strong magic resistance. Against one with magic resistance as strong as Saber's, it should, on the contrary, just make the damage to me even worse. But once the condition for its use are met, Verg Avista will completely ignore its target's magic resistance. What's the conditions? There are just two. It can be only used once against the same target, and the one who cast the curse must not have died yet. When I told Bezette about my Noble Phantasm, she asked,
あなた、本当に生き残ることに特化しているのね。そんな宝具を持っているんじゃ、誰もあなたを殺せないわ。
So you deliver a killing blow before he activates it. And got angry for some reason. It was as though she was saying that she couldn't forgive a guy who dwells in such a perfect safe zone. But it's nothing so convenient as that. Vergavista isn't the kind of Noble Phantasm that invokes itself. I have to carefully determine the right time to use it. It's a spell, so someone that has to actually be around to cast it.
それはつまり、即死は
No
いけ
fun.
ない。
How very insightful. Congratulations. It should somehow go without saying, right? I can't reflect the curse back to the attacker if I'm dead.
すみません。また早合点をしてしまった。確かに、あなたの宝具は使いどころが難しい。
You said it as if you said it. If what I reflect is just a shallow wound, then the damage to the opponent is small. On the other hand, if I try to take serious damage, I could die the instant I receive the injury. The preparations I have to use it are difficult for sure. But what's really important is that it's impossible to kill the enemy with Verg Avista, because you would have to die. And since you can't die before using it, meh. I can't even aim for a simultaneous strike with theirs. I can turn wounds up to the point they don't kill me, but I can't lay a stretch on them if I'm already dead. Therefore, about the best I can hope for is to take a nearly fatal wound, then somehow survive long enough to send it back at my attacker. It's a really roundabout way of doing things. And since Saber couldn't fucking kill her, but that was more than enough for me this time around. That's because I got a master with an ace up her sleeve that equals the power of a Noble Phantasm. A quasi-Noble Phantasm. No, it'd be a mistake to call it that. It's one of the few that, after the passage of an untold millennia, has remained until the present day, a genuine Noble Phantasm. The Noble Phantasms of servants are just objects that they owned while they lived, and are nothing more than lost legends today. But Bezette, no, those of the Fraga bloodline have, stubbornly kept charge of and handed down the sword until present day. Frogrog's abilities are those of a simple ray of light, but its additional effects are truly interesting. It can't be invoked for use simply through being charged with magical energy. Rather, it's an interception armament, specialized solely in countering. It won't be awakened unless faced with the opponent's greatest attack. So if Saber had listened, oh look, it's a Noble Phantasm, it wouldn't have fell for it. As soon as the enemy starts the attack, Frogrock will activate itself on them before they can finish it. Frogrock is an attack with the power to go against the flow of time. As for the result of how it's used, look at how Saber went down for your answer. Once it comes down to a face-to-face between two Noble Phantasms, nobody can stand up to Bezette. So if you attack her with a normal attack, she can't use anything. If there's another Noble Phantasm out there that can beat it, it'd need to be more than just speed or strength. It would need to have something about it that could undermine Frogrock's special characteristic. As far as I know, there's nobody with a freaking ridiculous noble phantasm like that. Well, except for that one bastard, maybe. I'm repeating myself, but in the fight between noble phantasm, Bizet is pretty close to a god of war. Then the rest is simple. I use my noble phantasm to its maximum effect to pave the way for her. I drive the enemy servant into a corner and lead them into using their own noble phantasm. And after I do it, it's showtime for Bizet. The timing of Frog Rocks in an invocation or the difficulty of activating her are of no concern for me. Whatever kind of pain or hardship is felt by the body of a human tasked with bearing a cursed sword for the age of gods, it makes no difference as far as I'm concerned. Bizet's never made so much as one wrong move in all this time. As a partner, that's probably the part of her most worthy of praise. Thanks to that, she even was able to beat a saber. Only the Iceburn Master remains. The last ticket to Bizet's heart's desire is almost within her grasp. And the fact that things have gone this smoothly, it means we must have odds about as high as the stars in the night sky on our side. Though if they, don't have to kill them again, but they get their ship back, that's really, of course you're gonna win. If you have all those perfect situations. To put it bluntly, there are about 1 in 4,000 chance that it would turn out as well. That's about the number of stars that can be seen with the naked eye.
しかし、まあ、それも一からやり直しだけどな。
Which again, if you are able to kill her without having her to use her noble phantasm. Bizet's eyelids begin to flutter. She takes a pain-sounded breath, but then, as though relieved, lapses back into calm silence. Should be another 20 seconds or so before she wakes up. Well then, when she's awake, she'll be itching for a fight, so I guess I'll go hide myself in a corner, where I can shake and tremble in fear. If I try messing with her like usual, there's a very good chance she'll send my head on a permanent vacation from the rest of my body. I guess this is the last time I'll be able to see her clearly. Scratching my head at the trivial but lingering attachment I'm feeling, I retreat into the safe zone. My consciousness slowly returns. Overwhelmed with the fatigue so heavy that my body feels made out of lead, I take another deep breath and feel fulfilled. I've repeated this ritual countless times now, rebirth after rebirth. Once again, I've returned from the horrid abyss of death and have came back here. No, that shouldn't be the case. Why again? Even though I was certain I'd defeat Saber this time. Because Berserker is gonna destroy you. After rebirth, my eyesight is always fuzzy for a while. Because you can't kill Berserker without a lot of different weapons. I don't know if Avenger, his weapons are able to kill Berserker. I really don't. I surveyed the unlit room. I mean, I'm sure they'll find some way to beat him, but Angra Mainyu is not in his usual chair. He's off in a corner of the room fiddling with that puzzle.
Yo, 目が覚めたか、マスター。生き返った気分はどうだ?
The same greeting as always. Like every time we return to this night after a defeat, I confirm the usual matters with him.
Avenger, 私たちは一体どうしたのです?
I have no memories after that. I have no memories of the fourth night after defeating Saber.
それからって、ここに戻ってきたんだよ。そんなの言わなくてもわかるだろう。
He appears as no more than a shadow, almost hidden from view. All I can sense of him is his presence in the room. And he's grinning, the laughing face of a demon that delights in watching human torment.
アンリマユ、答えなさい。これはどういうことだ? 私たちはセイバーを倒した。ライダーもアサシンもキャスターもアーチャーも倒した。あとはアインツベルンのバーサーカーを倒すだけだった。なのにどうしてまた1日目に戻っているのです?
I slam my fist into the sofa. My body, still stiff from rigor mortis, moves through the force of my anger alone. My servant Angra Mainyu hasn't moved from the corner of the room, but remains there, gazing at me as he grins.
なぜ答えないのです? あなたは私のサーバントでしょ? お互い協力し合って戦ってきたのに、どうして?
Irritation and disappointment send the words rushing out of my mouth like water through a burst dam. Well, of course I knew from the start that this servant was not to be trusted. I don't know why I'm letting myself feel so disappointed.
なぜも何もないだろマスター。言ったはずだぜ。俺たちは聖杯戦争を永遠に続けられるんだって。セイバーを倒したところで4日目が終われば元通りさ。あんたが殺されようと誰が聖杯を手に入れようと4日目が終わればこの夜に戻れる。例外はない。俺たちは聖杯戦争に参加する限り。
Okay.
それをさ、今さらなぜなんて言うなよマスター。そりゃ身勝手だろう。あんたは何度死のうがこの夜に戻ってきた。何度負けようが一からやり直すことができた。なのに文句なんて言わないでくれ。あんたはそんな都合のいいことに何の疑いも持たず今まで散々頼ってきたんだから。
Wicked laughter. My knees fall to the floor as I attempt to stand up. I still can't move my legs. How pathetic. Between my body without proper blood circulation and my personality that lets Avenger rile me up so easily, I feel as cold and composed as a child. Cool and composed as a child.
アベンジャー、あなたはこういうのですね。私たちが敗れようと勝ち残ろうと関係ない。4日目の夜になれば強制的にこの夜に戻ってしまう。この4日間では死なない代わりにこの4日間しか存命できない。それが私が得た不死身のルールなのだと。
大当たり。実に的を射ている。そっか、初めっからそう説明すればよかったんだな。
My servant begins whistling, an entirely exaggerated display of high spirits. Of course, an explanation like that doesn't begin to solve this riddle. There's still a veritable mountain of questions I need to ask him. First of all,
どうして4日間でリセットされるのです？それがあなたの能力の限界だからですか？
さあ、理屈なんざ知らねえよ。ま、1日じゃなくてよかったんじゃないか。
4日目から先に行くにはあなたの宝具に頼らなければいいのですか？
さあ、これは俺の宝具じゃなくて俺と契約したあんただけの特権だ。
では4日以内に聖杯戦争に勝利すればいいのですか？そうすればこの現象はストップすると。
さあ、まだ試してないがそれで止まってくれればいいな。このままだと俺たちはずっと4日間から抜け出せない。
I grit my teeth. There's no use talking to Avenger if he can't answer my questions, or rather if he doesn't feel like giving me any serious answers.
俺たちはずっと4日間から抜け出せない。
Up until now, I thought all I had to do was win against the others without dying myself. But the reality is, as long as I'm restricted to within these 4 days, they become a boundary that I cannot move. Beyond. Thank you. 4 days. Whether or not I can defeat the other masters in 4 days.
不可能だ。4日ではどうやっても。
I can't defeat 6 masters in 4 days. This time, no. Last time, when I beat Saber, I was at my limit. We got incredibly lucky in those last 4 days of battle. Of everything that these repetitions have taught us, that last time was just about the most perfect conceivable playthrough possible. Even that we weren't able to reach Einsburn. However, I make my way through them. At the very end of the 4 days, a single enemy still remains.
ではやり方を変える。バカな、それこそ。
If I wait for the other masters to come find me and try to take me out, my 4 days would run out just like that. And even if I fought for the furthest limits of my strength, it wouldn't be enough to make a difference in the end. In the first place, I only have the 3 uses of Frog Rock ability from head-to-head fights like the one against Saber. One I need to use against Einsburn, and one against Saber. So the last one I should use on a servant that can't be separated from their master. No, when I've tried to fight like that, I don't even make it past the 2nd day. Moreover, the other masters aren't our only opponents. Its swarm of unknown familiars and the magus controlling them. Say that by some unthinkable miracle we were able to win the war. Even after that, we'd still have this eighth enemy, who we've never as much as seen before, with their sights on the Grail to get rid of.
なんてこと。これじゃまるで。
As though I'm fighting solely for the sake of continuing the Holy Grail War. As long as my contract with the Avengers is in effect, I can never move beyond these 4 days. So in that case, I just need to break the contract.
どうしたマスター？なんか言いたいことでもあるのか？
You kill Saber, break the contract, and then you go on those 4 days.
いいえ、めまいを起こしただけです。蘇生して間がないので。
No, that's the one thing I can't do. And there's only one solution. Abiding by the terms of the contract with the Avenger, I must win the Holy Grail War. Even though I already know it's impossible, I must destroy the fetters that bind me to these 4 days.
質問は終わりか？なんだ、もっと激しくなると覚悟してたんだけどな。
The shadow smile hasn't left his face. He's getting on my nerves. That guy's been completely lacking in motivation from the start. Even though he is the one who brought me out here, he acts like he doesn't care a thing for the war. He keeps saying stuff like, all I need to do is kill enemies, right? Without a clear goal, he just keeps going along with it. He's going along with the Holy Grail War without paying the slightest mind to my troubles. It's like he's enjoying this fighting that goes on forever.
そうだ。あなたはこう言っていた。聖杯戦争を続けようと。始めようでも終わらせようでもない。ただ続けようと言ったんだ。アンリマユ。
Avenger's abilities gave us these 4 days. So does this mean everything is going just the way Avenger wants it to? The repetition of these 4 days occurs because of this man's wish to continue the fighting and killing.
アベンジャー、もう一度聞きますが、4日間の縛りはあなたの意思ではないのですね。これはただマスターを蘇生させるための副作用に過ぎないと。
ああ、死者をその場で蘇生させるなんてことはできない。こうして一番初めに戻ってやり直すしか手はないんだ。俺と契約している限り、マスターは死ぬことはない。それがどうして4日間だけなんて制限がついたのかは俺にもわからない。そうだな。聖杯を司るアインツベルンのマスターなら、そのあたりのからくりに気づいているのかもしれないが。
The words that Avenger know that Angramanyu spoke are without falsehood. He's telling me the truth, or at least that's what I want to believe.
アベンジャー、聖杯にかけるあなたの望みは何ですか？以前はおかしなことを言っていましたが。
This state of affairs itself is what you wish for. I swallowed those words down unspoken. I can't go saying that now. I have no proof that it's true, and besides, I have a hunch that the moment I speak those words, from the moment that on, he and I will be enemies.
俺の望みは変わってないよ。
I mean, it's
それよりさ、
definitely not a good
あんたこそ
wish.
どうなんだよマスター。聖杯戦争に勝ったら何を望む？いや、もともとどんな望みを持ってあんたは冬木の町にやってきた？
え？
The smile disappeared from the shadow's face. From out of the shadows, Avenger's eyes bore into mine, his face deadly serious.
いえ、それは。
What was I going to wish for exactly? A wish. My wish. I didn't possess such a thing. If you forced it out of me, I'd probably say that to win the war and obtain the Holy Grail is my goal.
いや、でも。
That's wrong. The moment I think that, dizziness assaults me. There's something I'm searching for. There's something I want even more than the Holy Grail.
なあ、何を探してるんだあんた。
思い出せない。私はまだ記憶が不確かなようです。
本当に初めからなかっただけじゃなく
I fixated my glare on the shadow. The blood is finally returning to my numb legs, and I find I can move them freely again.
無駄話は終わりだ、アベンジャー。あなたがどんなサーバントだったのか、初心に帰って対応することにします。
そりゃ残念。せっかく息が合ってきたってのに、また疑心暗鬼の日々か。
それが嫌なら少しは。いえ、私が気を引き締めればいいだけの話でした。アベンジャー、今夜から方針を変えます。聖杯戦争に勝ち残るのは、あなたの能力がなぜ4日間に限定されているのか、その原因を突き止めてからだ。
There's no possible way we can win this war in only 4 days. In that case, we just need to find a way out everything. We just need to find a way out find out why everything ends once these 4 days have passed.
なるほど。冴えてるね、マスター。けど具体案はないぞ。俺にだってわからねえんだから。
具体案なら先ほどあなたが提示してくれたでしょ。自殺行為ですが試してみる価値はある。それに死んでもいいのが私たちの利点ですから。
I have to do whatever it takes. With the situation the way it is, I can't trust him. That's why I need to find someone else who knows Angra Mainyu and the other heroic spirits better than they know themselves.
ちょっと待った。さっきのは冗談だって。やめようよ。敵の本拠地に攻め込むなんて正気じゃねえって。とんでもなく痛い思いするだけだよ。
Whether or not that's how he really feels, Angra Mainyu is opposing me with all his might. The way he's looking at me with those pleated eyes, I can't help but think he looks like a puppy. And I'll admit that it's somehow charming, but I'll be damned if I let his calculated attempts to gain my sympathy throw me off track.
変更はありません。準備をなさい、アベンジャー。目的地は郊外の森。これから2日をかけてアインツベルンの城を攻略します。
Shouldering rock and with the disgruntled Angra Mainyu until I put the mansion behind me. Force of habit, it guides my hand into my pocket and I tightly grip the earring inside. Please let good luck be with me. That by the end of the struggle towards the Winter Castle, I may find the answer I seek. The void.